Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Shirttail Mess recap. And I'm here, as always, with my wife, Eileen.
Hello.
Hello. And we are recapping our visit to the CLA show, or the Contemporary Long Rifle Association show. But really quick before we get into that, as always, if you get on the blog, you can become a patron of the blog and the Shirttail Mess. And get
How much is that a month?
It is $5.
That seems very reasonable to me.
A mere $5 McChicken sandwich meal from McDonald's, and you can be a patron of the Shirttail Mess blog and other endeavors, including these recaps. So just get on there and sign up, and I'll put your name on the blog as well as a patron, and there'll be some other goodies in the future.
Some goodies.
Free zines and whatever you want. So we went to the every year we go to the CLA show, and in years past we used to actually play music at a little after party, but this year, sadly, the Finnewald sponsored after party is no more. For now. There may be a future resurgence, but at least for the moment, there seems to be the house that they used to rent every year, the Airbnb. The lady that owns it has decided that she's going to rent full-time to a full-time tenant. So no more Airbnb. And so this year they had a different house with kind of different rules, and they didn't want to push it. So that's what we typically, it's a Friday, Saturday event. And we typically go down on Friday. We do we might see some of the show, and then we go to the after party, play some music, and then go Saturday. But this year we just went Saturday. Mm-hmm. So the CLA show, for those who don't kind of know what it's about, it's the Contemporary Long Rifle Association, and the word contemporary is a very important piece of the puzzle for anybody who's wondering, like, well, what all is there. So if you're coming at it from I want really high quality exact reproductions, you will find that there. But you will also find a lot of contemporary stuff as well. That doesn't, that isn't something, that I would recommend wearing at a reenactment, but, again, it's a contemporary piece. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, sir. Where is the show?
The show is in Lexington, Kentucky every year at Rupp Arena, which is, they have, Rupp Arena is where, the Kentucky Wildcats play basketball, but they also have a big, big conference rooms and big, they do like lots of conventions there. I do think they do a big Comic-Con there and that kind of stuff. So it's like a convention center as well as being the home of the Kentucky Wildcats. It's usually in August, usually the second weekend, I think, is what it used to be, I think, a little later in August, but I think they changed it. So lots of different vendors, lots of different friends of ours who are artisans that we love seeing there every year. I want to kind of get back to this contemporary thing. I think a lot of people, I think one of the cool things about the hobby is that there's kind of, there's reenacting, there's muzzleloading, shooting, there's, sort of high end, like one-to-one recreations of things and like, higher end living history. But I think one of the things that the Contemporary Long Rifle Association kind of demonstrates is that long rifle culture, just like any culture, has kind of grown and morphed into kind of what it is today, and so you see a lot of things that are like, somebody just kind of, they got inspired, they just kind of made up something. It looks really cool. Did it exist in 1770s America? Who knows? Probably not. But it's cool. Like, and there's a place for that.
Well, it's a contemporary artist's take on items from that era.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So so there's nothing, like I said, it's a mix of a lot of different things, kind of like going to any reenactment, but highly recommend, because there's just a lot of really good stuff there. Highlights for me every year is I love seeing, what Kyle Williard has to offer, Old Dominion Forge, Matthew Fenewald always has a great table. Dorn Carr usually brings a lot of really great original stuff for people to look at. Mostly powder. Dorn the Horn. Dorn and his powder horns. And Becky Mooneyhan's there with her art and some hand woven tape and
future son-in-law Will Manier.
Yep, Will and again Dylan Householder
teamed up this year for epic native reproduction table.
Yes, yeah, it was really, really cool. Lots of trade silver, lots of woven items. So that that's a really, it's just there is a lot of high end stuff there. Mitch Yates and his trade silver, really good. So yeah.
And then our friends, one of the new artists, Jessica Bowman.
Yeah, Jessica and Joe. Jessica doing her finger weaving there, and she got to be, she was featured as a up and coming artist. So that's a cool thing that they do there. They have a table that is just for people who are just kind of getting in and a way to kind of highlight their work specifically and their first showing. So, you have a place, you can go to see, like, here's the new artisans table, so that's a cool aspect of it. Kind of promotes the, the new people. So that's good. Yeah. What else?
Painters, all kinds of painters.
Yeah. Really great. David Wright is there, obviously, and just, a lot of really good artists who, you'll recognize a lot of their work from the cover of Muzzleloader magazine or different books. The artist Ken Scott's there. He does great kind of folk art, his own take on traditional folk art. And so yeah, a lot of really good artisans. And then yeah, a lot of contemporary. I don't pay as much attention to that stuff because it's just not my cup of tea, not my wheelhouse. But it's certainly worth looking at and yeah. So we picked up a few things. There's always a booth there that has a bunch of books, and so that's always dangerous.
Yeah. With our last name being book.
What did you find?
What did I find? I bought The Cut of Women's Clothes. I was very excited to find that. Because it is kind of an expensive book, and I got my hands on it back in the day by interlibrary loan. Try your local library today. And I had scanned pictures of the gowns that I wanted, but I didn't get all the commentary on them, and
yeah,
so that was cool to get my hands on. And then we got the Illustrated Encyclopedia of the Revolutionary
Of the American Revolution.
of the American Revolution.
Yep, which is a classic book that was kind of the Bible back in bicentennial days.
Yeah, we got a good price on that.
Yeah, picked that up for a good price.
We scooped on the books, I think.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
What'd you get? Didn't we get another book?
We got those, and I got. I think that was it. I want to say that was it. Now I'm second guessing. I think.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the one Matthew gave me.
Oh right, yeah. Matthew gifted you a book from your childhood.
Yes, called The Native Americans, that I pored over as a child. That got me really interested in Native material culture.
Yeah.
After a 5th grade camp and learning all about the Miwoks in my native California.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because we had gone to visit Matthew, and she had seen the book there that he had, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I had this when I was a kid," and
that was my favorite.
So he ended up getting her a copy of her own.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
What else did we get? You got a present.
Well, I got a little, yeah. So it seems like this seems to happen at the CLA show, where when we walk out, I'm suddenly handed something that I had been looking at or that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I'd been looking for all my time doing this, I have never grabbed like a good belt axe, and it's just not been, I don't know, it's just not been like on my list. I've always borrowed from my dad, and I've just never had one of my own. And so saw one on a table, and our
good friends, Jenny Davis.
Yeah, our good friend Alien and Jenny, and Alien had it for sale, and I had looked at it, walked away, and then it appeared in Eileen's hands later as she handed it to me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it will get a lot of good use.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just it's a good show. There's a lot of really good people, and it's a good opportunity to, you're indoors, and it's not a reenactment setting, so you can kind of be, I don't know, there's just a relaxed vibe to it.
Yeah, no one's dressed up.
No one's dressed up, and it's just it's not like an indoor trade show like Kalamazoo, for instance. That's like, Kalamazoo is geared towards reenactors specifically. This show is geared towards kind of everyone. It's like an every
muzzle loaders and the people who love them.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. So if you just like shooting muzzleloaders, it's an awesome show to go to. There's people with, they got
beautiful guns,
gun parts, people selling tools that you need. It's a good place to go and pick some
really
stuff
cool,
up.
Interesting bags.
Yeah.
Ethan Yazel always has cool merch, like his carved deadhead guys. I just love those.
Oh yeah. Ethan of I Love Muzzleloading, always has some good stuff. He's got,
one day I'm gonna get me one of those.
His mugs, his deadhead carvings, his usually has some good stickers, and his his Kill or Be Killed patch.
Yeah, I like his style.
So yeah, doing cool art. Yeah, there's just a lot of really good people, and we always have a really good time, and hopefully in the future there'll be parties again.
I know. I missed it this year. We got a little hangout with our buds.
Yeah,
something else we bought.
Oh, what did we get?
We splurged on some bling from Dylan Householder.
Oh, that's right, Dylan. Yeah. So
I got 2 silver cuffs.
Yep.
And you got yourself a ring.
I got myself a trade ring with a B on it.
Had it with a B.
So.
And I was jealous because you got the last one, so.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me one.
Yeah. So yeah, Dylan, if you need trade silver or brass, he's got into brass now. So,
And he was one of the new and emerging artists last year. We met him a year ago at CLA
yep.
at that party.
Yeah, and he's been
All in.
rocking it out ever since. So, yeah, it's there's a lot of really cool up and coming people, and definitely don't let anybody tell you that the hobby's dying or that young people don't care about history, because they do. and it's always evident, at places like that. At least for me, I see a lot of younger folks getting excited. Met some people from
Oh yeah, you saw some fans.
Saw some Shirttail mesh shirts walking around from North Carolina, and so that was cool. Meeting some guys from out there, the Lincoln County militia. So hoping to meet up with those guys in the future for some 250th activities.
That'd be fun.
And yeah, so
we saw one of our band shirts.
Yeah, one of our band shirts being worn by the great Hawk and Horse. So yeah, just a cool, it's just a cool show. I would recommend anybody checking it out at least one time. I think it's $30 to attend.
Family membership.
You have to join so that is the only, I won't say downside, but you have to spend a little money to get in. It's $30 for the membership.
But you get like a magazine and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, you get the magazine and access to the show, and anyway, it just supports the cause. But yeah, so you pay that to get in, and then you're good to go for the 2 days of the show. So yeah, check out the CLA show. It's awesome. We'll definitely be there again next year. So if you see us, say hi. And we might even have, a table next year.
Oh, really?
We'll see. Yeah.
All right.
So
start making some contemporary art.
That's all right. I will pass on the contemporary part, but
Right.
I will have hopefully some trade goods and maybe some things I made.
I like it.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. As always, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook and the blog. And also, I want to announce really, really quick before we jump off here, the launch of the ladies' sort of auxiliary wing of the Shirttail mess, the petticoat mess.
Well, I started with a post last year about undergarments and how to make them and what you should be wearing, and my follow-up got postponed by the dress I made a year ago is not fitting. It seems to have shrunk mysteriously, and so I had to add a little room to it, which I'm actually working on right this minute while we're talking.
She is sewing as we record this.
So expect the next installment soon.
Yeah, so next installment, but there's also now a Facebook page that is going to be specifically for ladies stuff. So if you're not as interested in, backcountry ramblings about what the guys are up to, and you're a lady who's like, I'm interested in, what the women are up to in these times.
That's really the most interesting thing.
You can bypass all of the guy stuff and just go straight to the source there on ladies stuff. So that's exciting.
I'll try to do a good job about updating.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So yeah, we're excited for the next month or so here. We've got some events coming up.
We've got a lot of events coming up.
Got a lot of events coming up. We're going to be at Fort Meigs. We're going to be down at Bledsoe's, and we're going to be at Prickett's Fort in October. So hope to see you there. Do you have anything else to say?
I do not.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Check out the CLA show, And we'll see you on the next recap.
See you on the back trail.
See you on the back trail. Find our back trail. All right. Bye-bye.